This is the only video you need to watch if you want to maximize the return on investment on your Google Ad spend. I'm going to share with you my screen and show you how I set up Google Ads campaigns for my company and show you some other important things. So by end of this video, you are equipped to audit your own and build the best possible setup for highest return. If you don't know me already, my name is Bassem Saber and I've been selling digital marketing as a service for over a decade and have spent millions on Google Ads and other channels. There are 3 things that are crucial for the success of Google Ads, and without doing them right, you won't get the highest return. The first is conversion action, the second is campaign setup, and the third is landing page UI UX. Let's start with conversion setup. All right, so here I'm sharing with you my company's Google Ads, and I run a digital marketing agency. So this is my digital marketing agency account, and here you have goals, and here you can set up your goals. So for me, I set up only that conversion goal as the primary goal. And what that means is I'm asking Google to optimize my campaigns based on users filling up my contact form on the website. And why I've chosen this, because I don't want Google to consider when users clicking on the phone or clicking on email or clicking on the chat to be a primary goal. And basically here what I'm telling Google, I am willing to pay an X amount for a user to fill the form. To me, it's important that users fill the form. That's the only goal that I care about. Why? Because the phone leads are not the best leads. The email leads are not the best leads, and the chat leads are not the best leads. The best leads for my business are the form. I am asking Google to optimize my campaigns based on this goal. Now, if you want, you can have other goals, let's say like this one, as a secondary goal. So Google would not optimize your campaigns for that specific goal, but you can still read these conversions in your data analytics. I'll show you here another account that we manage in the agency. And you could see here that this is a primary, this is primary, all these are primary. And this is a click to book service, visit the location, click on WhatsApp, click on the App Store, click on Google Play, and click to call. These are all primary goals. We want Google in this case to optimize the campaigns based on these goals. So this is the first part, and then the extremely important part for you to look at, to audit, to make sure that this is set up the right way. Because if it's not set up the right way, then your ads are definitely not optimized if you are selecting maximize conversion as your bid strategy. And if you don't know what that is, I'll show you here. So here you see that this campaign, I've selected this bid strategy type, and you can edit those. And here, let me show you. So I selected that objective as my bidding objective, but here you could change that. You can go to settings and then you can change the bid strategy, and you can change the bid strategy from conversions to conversion value or to clicks or to impression share. So in my case, I don't care about clicks. I don't care about impression shares. The only thing I care about is conversions. And that's the reason I selected conversion, and I set up here my cost per acquisition to be 800 dirhams. That's about $200. So if you select that objective, then your goals here, they need to be set up correctly. So as you could see, this part is extremely important. And now let's move to a second very important part as well. The second part to ensure you're getting the highest return is the campaign setup. And the first part to check is how to split your ad groups. So as you probably know, the first part of the campaign setup is the campaigns, then the ad groups, and then the ads. And as you probably know, when you're setting up a campaign, you start with the campaigns, the ad groups, you select the keywords, and then the ads. So here, in my case, is as you could see, I have selected one campaign, which is digital marketing. And inside of it, when I click on it, you could see that I created only one ad group. Now, in my case, I could split these ad groups between digital marketing, media, advertising, and so forth. But I only have one landing page. I'm driving all the users to one landing page. And these words are very similar. So I don't need to create multiple ad groups. You'd create multiple ad groups in the case of, let's say, you're selling cakes. Let's say birthday cakes, theme cakes, cakes for boys, cakes for girls, classic cakes, and the list goes on. So you would, in this case, create a campaign that you call it cakes, and the ad groups could be birthday cakes, cakes for boys, cakes for girls, classic cakes, and the list goes on. And then within these ad groups, you would select keywords that are relevant to these ad groups and ads that are relevant to these ad groups. In my case, for that digital marketing campaign, I don't need to do that, but that's extremely important when it's relevant, like in the case of cakes. The second important part when you're setting up your campaigns is the bidding objective. And that's something that we just discussed, which is here. So you go into settings. So in my case, I'll show it to you here. So if I go back to ad groups, you could see it here, maximize conversions. And if you want to change that, you click on it and then you go here into campaign settings and then you can change that. Now, why is that important? In my case, I only care about conversions. But for example, if we talk about the cakes campaign for a cake shop, maybe that cake shop cares about traffic. The more traffic that website attracts, maybe the higher the conversion rate. In my case, the cost per click is extremely expensive, and I don't want traffic on my website. I only want the right traffic, the serious traffic that is ready to fill a form and wants to buy my services. For a cake shop, or maybe let's say in business like Amazon cares about the traffic, because the more traffic Amazon has, the higher conversion. So in this case, maximize conversion might not be the right bidding strategy. Maybe maximize clicks is. So it really depends again on your objective and what you're looking to achieve. And the third important part is always to check the search terms, and I'll show you what that means. So here, you go to Insights and Reports, you select Search Terms. In my case, I asked Google to bid on keywords related to digital marketing agencies. So here, Search Terms, Google shows me what terms triggered my ads and what I actually paid for. So I could see here that Marketing Agency Dubai, I got 249 clicks, and I paid the average cost per click 44 dirhams, which is quite high, and this is the cost for that specific keyword. Now, it's extremely important to check the search terms because maybe some terms are relevant. So you would basically go in here and you can add them as negative keyword. So search terms is extremely important, and it's good to check it on a regular basis so you basically don't burn your money. The fourth important point to check is the landing pages. Always make sure that the traffic is being sent to the right landing pages. So here I could see that page, the home page, got the most clicks. And then that digital marketing agency page got the 1,343. And in this case, for example, that could be a question mark, like why this page got 5 clicks. But in this case, I know why. But it's good to always check this as well. So if there are any red flags, at least you can notice them and fix them. Another extremely important point is to check the ad assets. And you can, again, check them from here. So you can click on the campaigns, ads, and you can see them here. Okay, you can click and then you can see all the assets here. Last but not least, it's important to check the different landing pages and the different performance. And you can check that on your Google Analytics, and I can show you here. And for example, you go under engagement, landing page, you select the source medium. Here in this case, I selected Google Organic, because in this example, I'm not gonna check the Google ads because I drive all the traffic to one page. But of course, if you're driving traffic from Google Ads to different pages, you can land here and you can select here paid ads. But in this case here, just to show you that example, you see this page, PPC management, and this social media agency. And here, if I look at the average engagement time, I could see that this one got 32 seconds and this one 1 minute and 50 seconds. So obviously this is more than double the time spent. So I'd be like, what's wrong with this page? So I can go in and analyze it and obviously optimize it, make it better, and so forth. So it's important for you to check that on a regular basis. So if you're running campaigns on Google Ads, driving traffic to different pages, it's good to go to Google Analytics and see the performance of both. And if you need to optimize one of them, then you can. If you like this video so far, please like it and consider subscribing. So we first covered the conversion goals, then the campaign setup, and now the landing pages. The first most important part is the content on the page. The more questions you answer, the better. I'm going to show you an example of what I mean. Here, this is my agency, again, a digital marketing agency, which is clear straight away. If users land, our process, where we've featured, latest work, so users can click and see our services, branding, social media, they can see the services, the leadership team, view portfolio, contact us, some case studies. We have a few case studies here. We have some testimonials some of our clients, they can see more. And then at the end of the page, book a free consultation. So offer as much information as possible, answer as many questions as possible, because when you do, the users would then decide whether they're interested to talking to you or whether they're interested to buy your product or service straight if you have an e-commerce website. So one, make sure that you have as much content as possible. Of course, don't just put a lot of content just for the sake of filling content on the page for SEO purposes, because that's obviously doesn't work. So answer as many questions as possible so the users can then decide whether they're interested in talking to you or buying your services or not. Second is the UI. And as you could see, again, on this page, you could see that it looks nice, it's easy to consume, the color combination is good, the font size is good, the font colors are good, and that's an easy page to consume. The other point is the user experience. How are users experiencing your website or your page? And if most of your traffic is mobile traffic, make sure that your website looks amazing on mobile. So the user experience, does it work? Do all the links work? The forms work, the checkout process work, is the page easy and nice to consume, and the list goes on. So make sure that the user experience is actually top. And last but not least, ensure that you have the right contact options. I'm part of an e-commerce business where we drive about 500,000 users every single month, and we still have WhatsApp as one of the contact options. Why? Because users here in Dubai are used to WhatsApp. They use it most of the time for their communication. And we've realized that it's extremely important for us to keep it. Although we had to invest in more people in the customer support team, but we still kept it because it made sense for our business. So for your business, if a chatbot makes sense, if a WhatsApp makes sense, if an SMS makes sense, if any of these contact forms or options are important for your business, of course, implement them on your website. I've made another video about the wheres and hows of marketing. And it's basically, where do users interact with you and how do they feel when they do? So if they interact with you on your website, how do they feel when they do? So ensure that your website works very well. If they interact with you on your Instagram or your LinkedIn or your YouTube, make sure that these channels as well represent you and offer the right user experience. That's it for this video. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments below.